Breath of the Wild has been out for a little over 7 months now, and it's still a hot topic. Today, I wanted to talk about how not only Breath of the Wild, but also how Link Between Worlds, the two most recent mainline Zelda games, have been working to reshape what we call Zelda. If you enjoy videos like this, be sure to stick around and maybe subscribe. Also, thanks to all my friends on Discord for helping me out with this video. There will be a link to my Discord in the description below. When we think of what Zelda has become between Ocarina of Time up until Skyward Sword, we can sum it up with linear, for the most part. The gameplay has stayed relatively the same throughout. Complete a certain number of dungeons, get the Master Sword, do some more dungeons, and beat a boss. But both A Link Between Worlds and Breath of the Wild had to take a new approach on the key gameplay due to both of them being truly open world.
What are you talking about? In Link Between Worlds, you still have to complete main dungeons before you get the Master Sword.
Well, yes, that is true, but unlike other Zelda games, you can do the dungeons in whatever order you feel. While other Zelda games, you had to follow the set way before getting the Master Sword. In Breath of the Wild, this was scrapped completely, allowing players to only need 13 hearts to pull the Master Sword, which was a true change to the entire formula. Boss Keys, a YouTube series made by Mark Brown, does a remarkable job showing dungeon design in Zelda, but Breath of the Wild did dungeons an entirely different way. Instead of a bunch of mainline dungeons like other Zelda games that presented a whole whack ton of puzzles, Breath of the Wild chose 4 main dungeons and a ton of shrines. Personally, I preferred the many mainline dungeons approach of other Zelda games over the shrines, but the shrines were a nice bite of puzzle solving or fighting to make each one feel somewhat fresh.
Not to mention the sick outfit you get for completing and forcing yourself through 120 of them.
The newer Zelda games have also had to ditch dungeon-based or key items completely due to the fact a player can just go in whatever order they want, while before they needed a key item to move on in the game world. I feel it took some of the charm out of the game because when I think of older Zelda games, some of my favorite moments have been using these items. Link Between Worlds did an amazing job by letting players rent out the gear they needed when they needed it, but it still felt a little odd compared to how we normally have seen items used throughout the series. Something else I feel has been changing is how the story is told in both games, because now players don't have to do something in a set order, meaning the story has to fit in with whatever order the player feels fit. Especially in Breath of the Wild, where each divine beast felt like it was a starting dungeon, and that's because it had to be built with that thought in mind. The feeling of overcoming these beasts was great until about the third one, when it just isn't challenging anymore because it feels easy or doesn't present a challenge to the player anymore. The lost memories in Breath of the Wild should have been more forced on the player, I think, because they hold most of the game's story, but instead they were made completely optional and hidden throughout Hyrule. In the end, Zelda as a series has changed in the past years, and honestly I'm excited to see where it goes next with the mainline games.
We want to hear which is your favourite, the old traditional Zelda style, or the newer open world take. Let us know in the comments.
I hope you all enjoyed, and if so, please leave a like and also subscribe because it always helps me out, and I'll see you all next time.